wonder now why you would want to go on. You have everything, you're rich, you're successful, you're famous.
Oh, here we go again. I have nothing else to do.
No.
I could become a gardener, actually. Talking about it as we're sitting in the garden, I suppose I could become a Japanese landscape gardener. But no, I mean, why should I carry on? No, I want to. In fact, this new. I mean, we really didn't think that the tour was going to take on certain places. So
Yes.
I mean, that's sort of even more of an impetus to sort of carry on. To be honest, why leave now? So besides, what the hell am I going to do anyway?
You are a performer.
Yes, I'd get so bored. Yeah.
Are there any new challenges left, though, for you?
It's trying to keep the band going when everybody says it's breaking up, to be honest. So really, that's sort of turned round in such a way. I mean, we were all getting very despondent, and we all wanted to do different things. And when you have that in your sort of bloodstream, as it were, so the slightest thing that happens, you just say, fine, that's it. So it's like you just need the slightest excuse to actually on tour already, because we've done half the tour at the moment. And there was this thing that we had started the tour, and I had sort of made up my mind that after the tour we're going to, but not let it out or anything, we're just going to sort of finish the tour and then think about it. But I sort of made up my mind. But I mean, having said that, I was the one that actually going so well, and I sort of, I don't know, from somewhere or other, I got a sort of newfound sort of force, I think. So suddenly there's sort of more left in Queen. So having said that, I mean, well, at the end of the tour I'll probably say it's finished, but I mean, we really want to stay together. Where it really gets pretty hectic in those areas is when we actually do an album, because I mean, we do get on each other's nerves, and we actually really, it's a pretty solid workout on that, and then you actually start thinking, is it really worth it after all these years? Because I think the way I think about these things, I think it's even worse. So I think then you have to sit back and think, is it really worth it? Why don't we just go our separate ways and sort of enjoy it? But I think we're the four people that in the end sort of we need that kind of thing, even though we don't like it ourselves. And so we have this wonderful space to do nothing, and we think, oh my God, we better go back in and carry on fighting, really. I suppose that's it. That's the way I am.
Do you what kind of things do you fight over?
Well, a lot of the time is how that's how near the mark it is. So I think now I've always tried to. Brian and I always wrote far more, but now it's come to a stage where they all want to be pull their weight.
Yes, and have an equal sharing case in your songs.
At this point,
no tracks on the album.
You see, I mean, I don't mind that, but at the time, it's sometimes so great on our nerves is that I mean, we can't sort of just live as a quartet all the time. So it's like you feel like every time you sort of make a move, you're like a sort of four-headed gorgon or something. It's like, do you know what I mean? I like to feel that I'm sort of we all want to feel that we're individuals. So it's that break that's very hard to do. Otherwise, it's horrible to sort of just be thought of as one quarter of some entity. But I do enjoy it too. I enjoy it. It's a sort of, it is a kind of a hobby in a funny way. It's something that it's
out there. That the roar of the crowd. What does that do to you when you hear that roar of the crowd? How does it affect you?
I look at the bank balance. What do you want me to say?
Yeah. Well, I mean, does it still give you shivers in the spine?
Very much so.
Or
Very
do you
much
feel
so.
nervous?
Very much so. I was quite worried about undertaking this tour because I thought, am I going to be able to do all this stuff? And my sort of voice is sort of like it takes a lot of beating, and I just have to make sure that I can't sing as extensively as I used to. So I have to, and there's no excuse you can give. You can't do a show and say, look, I'm sorry, I did 2 shows, last couple of days, and so my voice is, really taking a toll on the third. So I was very worried about that, because it is a crucial moment as well, because if we don't do well now, they're going to just say, okay, that is the end of Queen. It's not like the early days where I could do anything, because I always knew that...
About the people you socialise, you mentioned the arts and whatever, but then I said to you, would you invite an EastEnder to dinner? I don't mean EastEnders TV series. I mean
That's what I
soap
mean.
opera.
Oh, yes,
I don't mean
yeah.
an EastEnder.
I was just going to ask you about that. Oh, why not? I mean, I just, but it sort of goes with what I said. I mean, it doesn't matter what the label is. I mean, if they're interesting enough. I mean, I couldn't categorically just say, well, I wouldn't have that and I would have that, because you just don't never judge a book by its covers. So, I mean, it's like
So you're interested in people that got something to offer.
yes, it doesn't matter where they came from, and there are other things besides actually just being seen out with a superstar on each shoulder. I mean, that's,
So what you're really saying is that it's more important for you to, when you've got away from the spotlight and the stage, is to try and develop some personal relationship with someone, because
You're
you've
getting
got
to that,
a
aren't you?
relationship.
anybody would want that. I mean, everybody wants a. You're saying that everybody wants a lovely relationship, and at the same time go out and have fun. Basically, oh, we want that. Both ways. Tickling my peonies, and it's just.
They're not out.
That's why I'm tickling them. You shrewd thing, you know.
Has wealth and fame brought you happiness?
It's brought me contentment at the moment. Yeah, I'm very content.
You look
at
it,
the moment.
yes.
Yeah, I am. I'm very content. I'm very. It's not what I thought I would be happy with. So it's like, I mean, you always sort of have a go in terms of happiness, in terms of love, and but I quite like it. It's something that I had to sort of come to terms with, if you know what I mean. Which is completely new to me. Like, I mean, you always sort of think, this is the goal I want, and you strive for that. And suddenly, for me, I think I've been sort of pushed at a tangent, and suddenly I feel, okay, this is where I am, and you have to sort of make the best of it. Does that make sense?
No.
It's like, I mean, you have your ideals or whatever in terms of, okay, I'll be honest, but in terms of love and everything, I always thought they would be this way. And in that area, I've tried and I've failed, and suddenly I've just been put in a different direction, where I feel that's where my happiness lies. This is what I think is going to be
Your life.
my life, and I think I have to come to terms with it. And if you tell yourself that that's what's going to be, then you just let the steam off one end and just say, fuck, it's not going to happen that way. Do it here, and don't get so tangled up, and otherwise you're just going to lose out. You're going to be drop dead one day and say, oh my God. I am, honestly, quite content. I really am.
And you've become quite serious, haven't you, Freddie?
Serious in terms of what?
About everything.
I've always been serious.
Have you?
But I still have a flippant nature.
Yes,
I mean, that's
yes.
element of humour, yes. You have to have that.
Yes.
But I suppose, I mean, being 39, so you look upon it in a more sedate way, or a more sort of, I'm not as...
Do you have a fear of middle age, like some people?
Not at all.
No.
It's a very difficult life for people in our position, as you know.
Yeah.
And the slightest thing can turn it all back. And sometimes you can be a very strong person, and you can build it all up, and against all odds you've got that. And it takes one tiny little thing, like, I mean, something you put, it's like, and it's to do with love. I think love always comes first. It's always that. Love can always let you down. And that little four-letter word can actually send you cartwheeling back.
And you feel it all stems basically from love, because you have all that wealth, all that
Well, I
success.
think I'm just saying, in my point of view, I can let you down most often. So it can be, I think, in ways in various ways that you can sort of pinpoint it, it always ends up at love, I tell you.